Hello YouTube family, how you doing? My name is Kofi Baraka and this is episode 2 of Kofi Baraka's World. And today we're going to talk about the 9 to 5 in terms of it being the modern day slavery for the chosen ones. Now I know you've been in a situation where you at work and it seems like hell, but maybe it's a reason why. So first thing we're going to talk about is why the 9 to 5 is modern day slavery. First, it takes too much damn time. I mean, you're working 8 hours a day. Then it takes an hour of prep time. So that means you gotta get your clothes ready, iron. You gotta wash up, shave, do your hair. And then it might take another hour just for you, just to get there for transportation time. So even if you travel in car, you might get some traffic. If you're on the bus, you don't know what energies you're gonna feel or be amongst in the bus. I remember one time when I took the bus, a man colonic bag spilled, and the next week I got a car because that smell was horrific. You know what I mean? Like, niggas don't do bad smells. You know what I mean? We can do some heat, but we're not doing no bad smells too. Everybody's feet was in the air when that colonic juice was running down. So got me a car, Carvana. But nah, God forbid you hit traffic too, so your anxiety kicks in too, and that's just going to work. Not the best. Ultimately, it's draining your energy, and with that, it brings forth a blockade in your blessings. So you might have $1 million idea, and you can't do it because you're focusing on leaving work, coming to work, who's going to be at work, the energies, how your boss going to be, etc., etc. Another thing is the pay is crappy too, especially if you're black. And they're going to give you minimum wage to start off and say that, we're going to give you the average. No, man, give me the best. And the last time, to tell you the truth, it was pretty cool to work and get paid was the 90s. It's 2022 right now. It's a different time. We're in the 5D, not the 3D. A lot of times you spend more money on weed, alcohol, and the flesh just to cope with it, which also brings down your frequency. So we can't do that. You know what I mean? To tell you the truth, man, why make another nigga rich? You have leadership qualities already. You like to make money. You're great with people. So why aren't you the boss? Why not you sit in the goddamn bag? You should be sitting on the bag chilling. I mean, you could have $1 million idea, like I said before, but you're slaving for another person who don't even like you. And that's the ultimate demise. And always remember chosen ones. You never kept a job longer than a year. You always got fired. People were always envious and jealous of you during that time. So you might have had some good memories here and there, but it's no more 3D no more. We're in the 5D right now. So it just is what it is. But I will tell you this, the solution will be to escape. How do you escape? You save your money. You pay at least 3 months of bills beforehand. You have at least 2 months of food ahead of time. Also, you stay low key. You stay prayed up. And if you do leave your 9 to 5, get fired because it feels better. You know what I mean? Just tell them niggas that I ain't fucking with y'all no more and give them the finger. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. That's the best feeling. If you're going to leave the job right. You know what I mean? And, even that 9 to 5, we was taught that Henry Ford was the person that came up with the 9 to 5. But in actuality, it wasn't even Henry Ford. To tell you the truth, a black man named Frederick Douglass Patterson was the person that coined and came up with the 9 to 5. Now, I know you're wondering, how does he look? Let me get closer. You see that brother right there? This is 1915. And he got his car in front of him. And he got a badass suit on. He looked like the dude with the small gun in Harlem Nights. You know what I mean? And this guy, Frederick Douglass Patterson, he was born 1871. He died 1932. He was an entrepreneur and he owned his father's business, which was the Patterson Greenfield Corporation. All right. This was like in the early 20th century. So this is like the early 1900s. You know what I mean? And he also went to Ohio State University, and he was a football player. Now, let me tell you this. He was the first African American to kind of play collegiate ball during his time. Now, collegiate ball or college ball during his time was basically professional. So that means that this brother was basically in the NFL during this time, because that was the highest form of football. And he was the only brother. You gotta think, there was no helmets covering the face. They had them leather bitches. So that means everybody knew he was black. That brother had to be good if he was the first, and he survived too. And around 1891, 1892, he dropped out his senior year. He became a teacher in Louisville, Kentucky. And then naturally afterwards, he came back to his dad's job. Now his dad's name was Charles Patterson, and his father was naturally a blacksmith at first, but then he came up with enough money after working with J.P. Lowe's. Now, if you know about J.P. Lowe's, that's where Lowe's come from, like the Home Depot, Lowe's. So that means a black person helped Lowe's, J.P. Lowe's, get the money from the carriages to have a supply center. It's a double whammy. It's a lot of good history right now. So the meat of the story was, like I said before, this brother made the 9 to 5. Not only did he make the 9 to 5, Henry Ford stole the idea of the assembly line from him. So not only he made the assembly line, because he said the people were mixing the pieces together and the cars weren't coming out right. So they had to do a assembly line, and they realized that it was 100% success rate if they had the assembly line, if everyone had their own responsibilities. Real deep. And he had the 9 to 5 because 95% of the people that worked for his business, they were black. So during this time, I think they're from the Midwest. During this time, you gotta think, it's black brothers who got work. This is right after slavery. This is right after the Reconstruction. That they coming off from work. They're basically engineers. And the cops will harass them because they had a 7 to 7, 7 to 8 schedule. So my man, Frederick Douglass Patterson, named after the abolitionists, he said, let's have a 9 to 5. The reason B is because if you have a 9 to 5, it stops the cops from harassing his employees. Also, his employees were fatigued because they weren't eating breakfast, because the family normally ate breakfast at 8 o'clock. So the father would miss the breakfast and he would miss his dinner because everyone ate dinner at 6. And this is before major refrigerators, microwaves, and stoves. So if you missed the hot meal, you missed the hot meal. And these guys are really labor workers. They don't want no cold ass meals. They want a real meal. So they had the 9 to 5. So A, they don't have to be harassed by the cops. And B, that they can get their breakfast and their dinner. But the difference is Henry Ford had everyone work 9 to 5 from Monday to Friday. Brother Patterson had everyone work from Monday to Thursday. They were off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I believe in terms of a solution for 9 to 5, if the government asks me, we should work 2.5 hours a day. If you work anything past 2.5 hours a day, then you should have a free lunch. They should pay for your lunch, and it should be for an hour and a half. So you can have enough time to do what you want to do. Also, real quick, his cars look like this. You see the white walls? There weren't white walls before this time. See, the Henry Ford car cost $1,000. My brother, Patterson, his car cost $635, and it looks better. It actually looks like a car from the 30s, not 1915. And guess who stole his idea for the Model T, the Model A? Henry Ford. So, overall, in conclusion, I want to say that the 9 to 5 is modern day slavery chosen ones. And if you feel it in your heart to leave, then do so. And like I said before, my name is Kofi Baraka, And this is another splendid episode of Kofi Baraka's World. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can subscribe to the bell and just have a blessed night. Peace out.